I was fighting demons and I needed help. Am I Shakespeare? Because you're a flop. Hey guys, it's Sage. I'm gonna walk you through my song Walk of Fame. It's the lead single off my debut album Seasons, and it was also actually the last song written for the album. I started writing Seasons in, I want to say, October 2021, which is when I first met the guy who owns my label, Vince. I love him. And I basically wrote like 10 songs like in 1 week or something, and went in, and a couple of them actually made it on the album. But anyways, fast forward to December 2023. Every song on the album existed, and Glitter Thirst was originally supposed to be track 1, but I don't know, it's weird when you make songs, because like Glitter Thirst was the first song I ever made, and until you've made a song, I think it's really hard to understand while you're making it what it's gonna sound like when it's done, because the mixing and the mastering doesn't come until later. So when you're recording a song, it's just kind of like none of the, like, all the instruments are kind of like at different levels and nothing is like exactly how it's gonna be. So I don't know, basically I made Glitter Thirst and it like didn't really turn out how I imagined it. So with like 2 years of recording and writing experience under my belt, I was like, I kind of want to take another stab at like a track 1. Like track 1 of the album is like very serious, and my album is a chronological story, so track 1 was very important to me. This song was really heavily inspired by Escapism by Ray. She's one of my favorite songwriters of all time, and what I love about Ray is that she's really, like, she's a heavyweight songwriter, meaning she's been writing songs like forever, and she's really good at like getting a whole story across, which is hard in a song because you only have like so many lines and everything's got to rhyme in a certain way. So I really wanted to challenge myself to write a song how she writes a song, which is almost like a rap. I think rapping, or like not rapping, but writing a rap is very difficult because every line has to be really punchy and every line has to really add something to the story, versus like in a pop song or an acoustic song, you can kind of rely on the melody. This took the longest to write too. This took me like 2 straight days of like straight caffeine. Like I go a little crazy during like the Christmas like holidays and stuff because I have like free time. Okay, so let's go into the first verse.
I'm in the club, situation's getting dire. You look cute, so I'm gonna take a flyer. Pick up line goes, do you have a lighter? Have a lighter.
Okay, so this whole album is kind of about a relationship that I was in, but this album was made over like 5 years. So this tells you what happened, like, this kind of gives you the preface of like the entire album, and then we go into the details. So this is kind of like, you know, this is the summary. And one thing about me is I am like a notoriously bad flirter. So this was really huge for me. So the situation was dire. And so I took a flyer because I don't normally put myself out there like that. I'm just like, I kind of wait for people to come to me. So I took a flyer. Like a flyer. Everybody, like, my mom doesn't know what this means. I thought this was crazy. Taking a flyer is like taking a chance. Like, I think it originated from like a baseball term, like a fly ball. Like, you're just taking a risk, you know what I mean? I didn't know this was like not widely known, but anyway, so I took the chance because I was like, you know what, why not? The situation was dire. So I was like, do you have a lighter? Like, I don't know, I'm not really like, I feel like I'm more shy than I come across when I'm meeting new people, so like, yeah, my pickup line is not gonna be great, and it was, do you have a lighter? So it worked. It worked though. Okay, let's keep going.
My skirt gets shorter as the night goes by, yeah. Lights get darker as your hands get higher. Liquor ain't hitting, but the weed's just fire. And you talk so cheap, but I've always loved a liar.
Okay, so I think well, maybe we haven't all been there, but if you've ever been in the club, like, in a skirt, as the night goes by, yeah, like, the skirt just gets shorter because you're dancing and you're at least the skirts I wear, like, I'm pulling it down, you know. The lights get darker, and his hands were getting higher because we were dancing. And yeah, I don't love liquor. No, but sometimes the weed be fire though. So yeah, I was like, I don't know, especially because this was back in the days of like cheap liquor, like it was not good. And you know, when you're flirting with somebody and they're just like talking some shit, so he was talking cheap, but I was loving the lies. I was like, period. So yeah, let's keep going.
Let's go to your place, 'cause this room is spinning. Screw up my friends, say they'll be back any minute. Reputation's at stake, even I can admit it. So bring on the gossip, 'cause this next part's explicit.
So we went to his place because the room was spinning. Oh my god, I lost a nail. But anyway. Okay, so you know when your friends are just like, this is like not cute, like this is not a look, but you're just like kind of drunk and you're like, yeah, like this is legit, like this is a really good situation. So you just kind of gotta like ignore what your friends say. And in this case, it was kind of like the friends aren't looking, so I'll just, you know, take advantage of that because they're gonna say it's not, like don't. You know when your friends are like, don't go home with this person? I was like, but they're in the bathroom, so they can't tell me that. Reputation's at stake. I don't really, that's just kind of one of those things that I said. Like, I don't know what the reputation was.
Your reputation.
No, I'm just saying, like, I didn't have one. I don't think, like, if anything, I think my reputation was probably worse than the truth, like, so it was already bad, so I don't think it was at stake, if anything.
Well.
And then bring on the gossip, because the next part's explicit. You know, people talk, like, this was, like, a college time, you know? So there was definitely, like, it was a friend type of gossip, but, you know, the next part is explicit. I, like, couldn't say, like, what happened, but I think we know. Like, let's go to the chorus.
It's not a walk of shame when they'll all know my name. You better hold on to that lipstick stain pillowcase. I'll be your greatest claim, at least that's what they'll say. Face it, babe, I'm gonna be a walk of fame.
Okay, this is great because, I don't know why, like, when you sleep with a man, it's, like, embarrassing. Like, you're like, oh my god, like, it is embarrassing, because usually you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, like, so, I was just like, I don't know, like, I don't feel like, wait, hold on, let me think of what I want to say here. Anyways, okay. So I feel like when a guy sleeps with a girl, it's kind of like a gotcha moment. Like, ooh, I like got her. Like, I like tricked her into like sleeping with me, and like it's something like women should be like embarrassed about. I don't know. This was definitely one of those things where like, you know, it wasn't like a guy you show off. Like he was like, oh, okay. But anyways, I was just like, you know what? Like, you're the one who should be holding on to this. Like, I'm gonna go places and like I'll look back at this and you'll have been like a lyric or like a line in a song, but you are gonna harp on this forever. Like, I will literally be your greatest claim. Like, think about how embarrassing that is. Like, your greatest claim is that you slept with me. Like, it's insane. So yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to take something that's usually like, oh, like a woman should feel like embarrassed of sleeping with this guy, and it's like, yes, but like also like that guy, it's the best thing that ever happened to him. So like that is embarrassing for him. Like, I'm literally gonna be your walk of fame, like your biggest moment in your life. When you look back, you're gonna be like, remember how I like slept with Sage? And you're gonna like put that on your like tombstone probably. Okay, so yeah, anyways, I'll be your walk of fame, and you know, it's kind of like a like a rhyme of walk of shame. So I was like taking a moment that should be embarrassing and turning into like a real hero moment for myself. Like, you're welcome. Like, I gifted you this. Like, I am embarrassed, but I turned it into an album, babe. Like an album, babe.
Roommates off with the goth girl glitching. I'm making Eggos waffles in the kitchen. Midnight snackings for all the boss bitches, but especially the ones who need some extra ammunition.
Okay, so fun fact about this, between these two verses, it was like the very first lyrics I wrote for this song. So basically when I was writing this song, I didn't know like what the topic of the song was necessarily going to be about. I just knew I wanted it to be like buzzy. Like, I wanted every line to be like a line you would like a lyric you would write and like write on your notebook or something and be like, this is like so cool to say, or like a, you know, like a sound bite that you're like, yeah. But anyways, these were some of the first lines I came up with. I'm making Eggos waffles in the kitchen. I was like, that's just so like real. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been at like a man's house and you have to like fend for yourself and you're fighting for your life. Like, you're hungry, you're drunk, you might be a little hungover, and you're fighting for your life. So you gotta kind of like hunt and gather, and I ended up making Eggos waffles in the kitchen. This like didn't really happen in this way. We're just gonna have to like, you know, use our imagination here. That's what I did. Like, cause half of songwriting is like something that truly happened. Like, this in a way happened, but I definitely had to glamorize it a bit. And something about Eggos waffles, like that's such a, I feel like that's such a like core memory for like people when you're like a kid, like making Eggos waffles before school or something. So it was like that, but I'm like in this random man's house, like trying to fight for my life while I'm like fighting demons. So yeah, but anyways, he did have a roommate, and there was a goth girl who was glitching. She was the best part of the experience, like for me, honestly. Okay, and then midnight snackings for all the boss bitches. These lines, when those came together, I was like, oh god, am I Shakespeare? But especially the ones who need some extra ammunition. Again, I was fighting demons and I needed help. I needed ammunition and I had to get through it, and it got me through it.
Little lip gloss comes up in the kisses. You tell me you've got a thing for musicians. Said there's something about a girl with unreachable ambitions, which is quite a lot coming from a guy with drug addiction. What?
Okay, so some of these lines were actually probably the last to get written for this, because I struggled with this verse for a while. I was coming up with a lot of just like single one-liners and just like trying, like writing them down and then later kind of piecing them together like puzzle pieces to see what made the most sense. This was one of the first lines I wrote for the song, and I just remember I was like, this is something. Like, glitter lip gloss comes off in the kisses. Like, I was like, this is but like, it's so real. Like, oh my god, have you ever like kissed a man and then you like look and his lips are glittery and you're like, I did that. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, it was coming off in the kisses. And then this part, okay, so this was like a classic, you know when a man like thinks that he's like really something and you just have to look at him like, you're judging me and like you are the way you are. This was a guy with a drug addiction. Like, he was looking at me like I was like embarrassing to him, and I was like, because he was like a musician, like I don't know, he was just so like anti-women, I guess. Looking back on it, like, he like could not believe a woman could succeed. Like, you know those guys who think that like women are like just dumb, like as creatures, like we're just like, oh my god, we love our makeup and we love like girly things, and that's just like ridiculous to do. Like, he thought he ate with that, but I was like, you literally have a drug addiction. Like, you have no life prospects. So I just thought that was really funny because he was looking down on me, but I was like, sir, like, literally, you are rock bottom. Like, you are actually my rock bottom. Like, I can only do better after this. And did. Clearly, album, record deal, UMG. Like, anyway. He talks about this, trust. Let's go into the next pre-chorus, and because I had to make every verse and every pre-chorus and every everything different in this song because I had to fit in as much of the story as possible because this like sets the tone for the album.
Get out of my way, this hangover's hitting. The alcohol tastes as bad as it did then. I don't feel too great about this night's decisions. Well, a little better now that the album is written.
Okay, so this was like a classic case of you start to realize like you really fucked up by coming here tonight. Like you know, the alcohol's coming back up. It's even worse the second time around. Like, oh, I fully lost a nail. I've definitely been at a person's house like fighting for my life in the bathroom, puking my guts out, and you have somebody who thinks like sexy time is happening and I'm just like puking my guts out. I don't feel too great about this night's decisions, yeah, record scratch. How did I get here? Like that type of thing. I was like, ooh. But one thing is like having the perspective of writing this now, and I love to break the fourth wall, is like as I'm writing this, like I feel a little better knowing that this album is written because of all this. So this was kind of like a call to the future and lets you know this whole song that we're kind of like looking to the past, but also like chiming in with little comments of like I know better, and like now I feel a little better because this album came out of it. Like
Walk of Fame, Walk of Fame, and they'll ask and you'll tell and repeat and give up.
This bridge, like I used it for this song. I used a track that was kind of like pre-set up a little bit, and then we added a ton of stuff to it. Like we added production or whatever, but it had a really short space for a bridge, and so I knew whatever it was had to kind of like hit the message really fast and be powerful. So I was just like plain and simple, like they're gonna ask you about me, you're gonna tell them, and you're gonna never fucking shut up about it. You never will, because you never do. Like oh my god, like the attention that this person craves, like from any person he comes in contact with, is insane. And I know for a fact that like he will use this to his advantage, but like it's okay because like that's like what he gets out of it, is like bragging that he slept with me, but like what I get out of it is like the lessons and the growth and the hopefully huge success of the album, or else that would be like so embarrassing after I wrote this if it didn't. But like it's kind of just like a leap of faith. Like I believe it. So anyways, yeah, he will repeat until his lungs give out, and I feel like screaming that was really important, like and repeat till your lungs give out, because that's like your lungs giving out, like ah, you know. So it was, I had to like emulate how he was gonna be repeating until his lungs give out.
I'm sorry to say it's only beginning. You made a mistake soon as you stuck it thinking you slept with a girl who writes what she's living. In the second I break, my stories break with me.
Oh my god, I struggled with this last pre-chorus for a while. I think this was the original way I wrote it, but I wasn't sure if this line, you made a mistake soon as you stuck your dick in, I didn't know if that was like so like crazy to say. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Vulgar? I didn't know if that was like so vulgar to say, like stuck your dick in. It's like kind of crazy to say, but like I really just wanted to highlight that this was like really all that happened at the end of the day. And as soon as he did that, his life changed forever. Like he could have never anticipated, and now he's got this nightmare, or maybe this blessing of sleeping with a girl who writes what she's living. Like I don't know, there's just something powerful about that. And then the second I break, my stories break with me, basically like at that point you lose control of the narrative, because you can do whatever you want to me, but at the end of the day, I control what I say about it, and it just kind of lives on through my lyrics and my stories, and like you don't really get a platform to share it, or you like could have it, but you're never going to, because you're a flop. No, honestly, wishing you the best, but let's listen to this last chorus.
It's not a walk of shame when they'll all know my name. You better hold on to that lipstick stained pillowcase. I'll be your greatest claim, at least that's what they'll say. Face it, babe, I'm gonna be your walk of fame.
Okay, so at the end of this, I really wanted to say, I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if I was like laughing and then I was like, haha, like, you're welcome. Coincidentally, when I had this idea, this was so crazy. This was the same day Chapel Roan put out her song, The Giver. Was it? Okay, The Giver. I kid you not, hadn't heard the song yet. Or she had played the song before, but she didn't have this part in it. And so I was in the studio and I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if I was just like, haha, you're welcome, like, because I'm your Walk of Fame. And then everybody in the studio just kind of like vetoed it, and they were like, no, like, that's stupid. I was like, okay. And so we went home and listened to The Giver. And then at the end of the song, she was like, haha, you're welcome. And I was like, like, what? Like, not me being like psychic genius level, like, or maybe we like, just like the two minds of us knew that this was like a banger thing to say. I don't know, but it just felt right. So to me, like, in spirit, this is kind of part of the song, and I do sometimes just say it for fun, like when I'm singing it. Like, you're welcome. Because at the end of the day, like, I really did you a favor, like, all of it. Like, you're welcome. But yeah, I mean, the whole song is basically just like taking a moment that I think for whatever reason for women is meant to be seen as like shameful, of like, oh my god, like, I'm like walking back after like a man like stole my virtue, and you're just kind of like, I mean, like, you're welcome for that. Like, God bless that for happening to you. Like, it's not really something I should be ashamed of, like, because I will use this to my advantage. Just like you do when you go around fucking saying whatever you want to all your little people that you think you have. Or like your little minions, I don't know. Anyways, babe, I'm so glad that you're a fan. I'm so glad that you will promote me for free, because you can never keep your mouth shut about anything. And that's Walk of Fame.